Hey everyone, this is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions. Welcome back to another video here today. And today's video is this really beautiful Christmas card. Now there is an envelope attached here as well. But this little Christmas card is a 3.5 by 5 inch Christmas card. That's the inside. And I thought, you know what? Why not get a jump this year? So let's go ahead and pull in everything that we need, as well as all of our pieces. So what I used for the cutout here was the Spellbinders die, and it's Reindeer Prance Layering set. There's 3 templates, so there's the outside piece, and then there's the reindeer piece, and then there's this little background piece here as well. I used a lot of glimmer paper, and I used one punch. Now this is a layering flower petals die from Stampin' Up. It has been retired for many, many years. Any little flower die will work if anybody is interested. So there you go. Okay, so let's pull out all of our pieces now. I just kind of put them all in here, and I pre-cut everything just to make everything easier. So you will need one envelope that fits a 3 by 5 card. We're gonna set this off to the side. And we're gonna go down to the basic part first. You are going to need a piece of cardstock. I used Whisper White. You can use anything that you wish, any color that you wish. You can make it real red, whatever. It is 3.5 inches wide by 10 inches tall. It is scored down the middle at 5 inches, folded and burnished. There's that piece. Then on top of that piece, you are going to need, this is glimmer paper, gold glimmer paper. Any sort of gold glimmer sequin glitter paper, anything you guys want will work. This also looks really great in silver, by the way. This piece is also 3.5 inches by 5. That's going to be layered on top. Then you have one piece here that is red. This actually came out of a cardstock pack that I have. And this is 3 inches by 4 inches. I need to make sure I'm telling you guys the right. Is it really 3 inches? Yes, 3 by 4. Yeah, it really is 3 by 4. Okay, I don't know why I was doubting myself there, but it really is 3 by 4. 3 inches by 4 inches. I forgot to tell you guys earlier, if you were looking for any of the directions, dimensions, any of that kind of stuff, check that description box below. It's right down there with basic directions as well. Now, this piece of gold foil paper, I'm gonna call it, is just under 3 by 4 inches. So this is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. So 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Then you're also going to need approximately a 2 3/4 by 3.5, 3 3/4 piece of glimmer paper, as well as red to cut out the die. Now you'll see here they look identical. This red piece, you're already done with. Don't do anything with that. This gold piece here, we're gonna actually trim out the center so that we're removing this, okay? So how do I do that? I just took a pair of nice scissors here, kind of came in, and I trimmed out the center. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm just gonna go around. I'm gonna finish going around, and I will meet you back at the beginning. All right, so I just finished my last snip, and again, you're gonna separate the 2 pieces. That's all you gotta do. Set that piece aside. Now, for today's sake, I'm going to use just a little bit of glue. And I forgot to pull out my piercing mat. I'm gonna get these things drying right now, and that's just because it takes a few seconds for them to dry. So grab the back of a foam mat, or a pillow will also work. I'm using the back of a paper piercer, the back of a pencil, or the back of a paintbrush or something like that. Something with a little bit of a pointy back does the same job as a paper piercer. I'm just gonna pop it into the center of that flower there. I'm going to do the same thing to the other cut flower here. That's all you need to do. Set that aside. Now I'm going to layer these two pieces with just a dab of glue here in the center. And I offset mine just a little bit. All right, I'm going to set that aside to dry. Now also here in my envelope, I did pull out a gold sequin. Now I'll be honest with you, when I give card classes and I make up kits, I typically give 3 because if I'm pulling them apart and they're not at my house, it's really hard to give people extra sequins, so I pulled out 3 and I put them always in my kits. I'm going to add just again a dab of glue in the center here. And I'm going to add the gold sequin into the center. And then I'm going to set this aside and let it all dry. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add with the glue. I'm going to add a bead of glue around the edge of my, oops, I'm sending it flying. My gold frame here. You don't need a ton of glue. You don't want it to squirt out everywhere. Just a little bit. Glue stick at this stage also works. There we go. And we're just going to layer one frame on top of the other. Now I like liquid glue a little bit more than I do glue sticks, and the reason why is it gives you a little more wiggle room. Okay, again, we're going to set that off to the side to dry. Now at this stage I'm going to use snail just because it's faster. Feel free to use glue. It is perfectly acceptable at this stage. Don't know why I flipped that one over. At the back of my foil paper, add a little bit of adhesive. Sorry for all of the dinging noises going on here. And I'm just going to layer one on top of the other. Just like so. Preferably centered, and if you're me, it doesn't always happen. Now we're going to layer our glimmer paper on top of our card as well. And again, liquid glue also works. I'm using snail for speed's sake. That's it. Layering that on top. Okay. There we go. Now, because this is glittered, it is all that fun jazz, I always like to include or use glue dots on glitter paper and glimmer paper and that kind of stuff. And the reason why, these are glue dots that come in the roll, are just work just as well. I just had these on hand and they were easy to separate to send in kits and stuff. But I like to use these because it really gets in there and sticks with the glue, with the glitter. Regular glue, it works, it just takes a little bit more. So beware of that. Dimensionals also kind of, in my opinion, do the same thing. They allow them to like really dig in and stick, which I really like. Now, if anybody has ever used Zot's glue dots, you'll notice that these are much heavier, thicker. They actually give some dimension along with the actual glue dot itself. And they're kind of hard to pull off the paper, as you guys could see. All right, I have another glue dot. We're gonna put that right back in the center there. I'm not 100% sure why that happened. Doesn't normally be that hard. Don't do what I just did. There we go. And last but not least, again, they are a little bit harder to get off of the foil paper, or of the back of stuff. I don't know why. I'm going to layer this in the center of my card. And again, I pre-cut everything for this video just for time's sake. But there you go. So now we have our piece that is ready to go on. This I'm going to add with liquid glue again. I am using liquid glue around the rim, around the frame. And again, you don't want too much because you don't want it to go everywhere, because the foil, even though it says it dries clear, will show it. I'm putting a little bit in the middle of things here just to make sure that they stick. I kind of skipped the legs of the deer and that kind of stuff, but just to make sure. And I'm going to set it here in the center. There we go. And we're going to we're actually going to add our little sentiment. So this little sentiment here was just actually pulled out of an old tag kit that I had. And it's actually a rub-on, which it's been a really long time since I've used rub-ons, by the way. But it's just like a little nice little let it snow sentiment. You can stamp your sentiments in whatever color you so choose. You can leave the inside of your card blank. I'm going to put this on the inside of my card. Just going to open this up. So anybody who's not used a rub-on before, just peel it off the back like a sticker. Lay it down carefully, pretty much where you want it, and mine's not straight, so I'm going to gently peel it back up. You'll notice I'm using a paper piercer. Very carefully peel that back up. You can also use scissors. Scissors also works really well for this. There we go. And then take the back of your paper piercer, your pencil, your scissors, whatever you're using, and just rub. Okay? If you rub, it becomes clear as it's stuck on there. Okay? Ooh, stabbed myself. Let down, fall to a paper piercer, you can poke yourself. Now to get the, oops, little movement there, my bad. I'm going to add the flower with a little bit more liquid glue. And we're going to make it a little more than that. I really want him to stick. And I just put my flower down here in the corner. And there we go. We have a completed Christmas card. So again, this Christmas card is using the Spellbinders Reindeer Prance Layering set, which was really cute. I do not remember where I got it, but I thought, why not? This is a great one to do a lot of Christmas cards really fast because you can just cut all the pieces at once and then just layer, which is really wonderful. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, for any of the directions or dimensions, go ahead and check out that description box below. And until next time, this is Mel from Cardstock Concoctions saying thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.